you bought. She's like, what's up? Welcome to the Vegas Benchwarmer. As always, my name is Eric. He hate me 702, and this is
Jeremy with a G.
Got it right again. And you're on the Vegas.
Hey, it only took 2 years.
Only took 2 years and 96 fucking streams. Sending a tweet out real quick, and then we'll get started. So before we get started, we got added. He doesn't know this, but we got added to a new fucking group chat, and it was a combination of two. So it was.
Please tell me it's on Twitter.
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
Okay, I won't get all the notifications.
So it's a combination of two with Adam Hustle's old one, sports content, and then Vegas Fever. They combine theirs for content creators. So we have 66 people in our chat now.
I'm glad you get those notifications.
So if you see random ass shit going by on our Twitter, we're not saying that we 100% agree with it, but we're in a group chat and we retweet everything. If I don't agree with it, we'll put down below we don't agree with it. I've done that multiple times. I'll say something, but yeah. So
look, I'm dying from the rave on chat on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I don't even pay attention to that one. I'm glad you do it.
All the notifications.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker.
And it's not that many on Twitter. There's maybe 7 to 10 a day. Yeah, it's not, unless it's a big day. Shit, there's days that I thought it was closed because there was no notification. So today we don't really have much to talk about, but we always want to get on the stream and have fun and share with other people. So we're going to talk about Jake Paul getting fucked up. And if you can see it in the back, Jeremy's got the little thing that says Jake Paul getting fucked up. We're going to talk about that. We may talk about some Donovan Mitchell news. May talk about the DeAndre Ayton signing. May talk about some stuff with NFL. I don't know about those two. And we may get on a new Twitter thing where we just scroll up and down Twitter and find some topics to talk about. But we're going to shoot for a little over 30 minutes. We'll see how it goes because it's just one of those days. So, Jeremy, you got anything to say before we set the intro in?
No, let's do it.
I had to use a different intro because they keep fucking copywriting us. My fiance hasn't made this one yet, but we got it. We got it going.
I haven't made one yet. I'm afraid to use my computer too long.
Yeah, man, I know, because it's hot as fuck in your house. I understand that. Motherfucker, it was so hot. It was so hot Thursday. Thursday wasn't even fair because it was hot in the morning and it was like 109, 110. And then it got humid and the clouds came out. And I was walking outside like, oh, it's breezy. But then I started sweating. I was like, this ain't even fucking fair. I don't even sweat. Do you know how hot it is for me to have to sweat? I don't know what's wrong.
It was fucking ridiculous. And then we got a bunch of places got rain. I didn't get very much rain in my house.
We got a little bit, a couple drops. It was just enough to piss us off and realize it was going to be fucking hotter as shit then.
Yeah, and then yesterday came and it was so fucking humid.
Hey, you know what I just found out on here? We have a background loop we can play of music.
Oh, what? Bro, we're not in a massage parlor.
Okay, I'll play with these during the show. Feeding the ducks. Okay, I'll play with these during the show. Let's get into Rahman.
Bro, you want to go to an Aviators game tonight?
I have date night with Alyssa.
Oh, that fucking married people shit.
Yeah, we have no kids tonight. My daughter's going out of town with her mom, and my son's going over to watch the house sit for the mom and the dogs. So we're gonna go out. We don't know what we're doing tonight, but we might do like pain sip. We might do might go to the strip. So otherwise, I would totally be down because I love going to Aviators games.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got night tonight. So, Jake Paul done fucked up. He done completely fucked up. He done fucked up now. And he's going to get fucked up. So 3 days ago, they had the press conference between Rahman. Well, let's just give you guys a backstory of Rahman, because I know there's a lot of Jake Paul fans that like to talk shit and think they're like the shit, and Jake Paul's a real boxer. I'm going to let y'all know something. There are a couple sports you don't play. Boxing is one of them. You don't play boxing. You either are a boxer or you're not a boxer. Jake Paul has been playing boxing. I fought a UFC champion. That's fine. He's not a boxer. Tyron Woodley was a damn wrestler. I fought Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson is 5'4". Okay? The motherfucker is 4 inches shorter, too tall to be a midget. Shut the fuck up. Okay? I fought Ben Askren. Ben Askren came into the fight out of shape. Ben Askren looks like that teacher. You know, all of them have him. Looks like the math teacher. Because everybody has that math teacher that has that little hump and wears glasses and has funny ass fucking hair and says dad ass jokes. He looked like a math teacher. So I don't want to hear this shit. I don't know who you fought before that, because I think that was YouTubers. So I don't give a fuck. But we're gonna run down just some Rahman opponents, because people are thinking that Rahman is a bitch. And I've seen this come up. They're like, oh, he hasn't fought nobody. Okay. He hasn't fought nobody. Let's address that real quick. Who the fuck has Jake Paul fought? Jake Paul, every fighter that he's fought has been their debut. And then he fought Woodley. And you can't tell me Woodley didn't get paid on that fight.
Yeah, Woodley got paid.
I've seen Woodley take some fucking punches. Now, granted, that overhand right was set up beautifully. It was nice as fuck. It knocked him sweat off his ass. But so let's go into Rahman real quick, just so people know about it. Okay, so Rahman had 2 fighters in the beginning. They were debuts. Okay, they were debuts. Then Rahman fought somebody in his 3rd fight who was 4-11. Yeah, it's a journeyman, but he's got 15 fights as a pro. 3-10, another journeyman. So what they were basically doing was they were giving him some little weak guys to set him up, get him comfortable with the fighting, kind of what they did with Jake Paul, but Rahman's not saying that he's a champion and he can beat everybody. But
oh, shit. You responded to an email?
No. When?
On the night, last month.
Motherfucker, I don't remember what I did 3 days ago.
The UNLV guy.
Yeah, because nobody responded to him.
I never seen the email.
Yeah, so I responded to him. Yeah.
I just noticed that. I was looking at the Gmail.
It was like 3 days later, I responded to him, and I was like, oh, Jeremy probably didn't see it. I think I responded to him like 2 or 3 days after he responded.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't want him to think that after he couldn't do it, we just said no. Just stop talking to him. Do you see what I'm saying?
I never even seen the email.
Yeah. So then
appreciate that, boss.
Huh?
I said, appreciate it.
No problem. Then he fought, and it's so weird because I never checked the email. So it was just one of those days I went in and checked it. Then he fought somebody in his 5th fight. 6th fight, 26-21. 3-19, 5-3, 1-8, 1-9, 4-2, 5-18. And then he fought James McKenzie, who is 19-0. He's now 20-0. He had 2 draws. I watched the fight. I rewatched it recently. It was a stoppage. If you watch the press conference, Rahman said that, it might have been a quick stoppage. It kind of was. I think it was a quick stoppage. I'm not in the ring, so I don't see what the referee saw. But I'm just saying that now Mackenzie Morrison is Tommy Morrison's dad or son. I mean, so if you see Tommy Morrison versus Ray Mercer, and then you see Kinsey Morrison versus Hasim Rahman, one of them don't look the same. Like that stoppage was completely. Well, I wouldn't say really early, but it was early. It was early. Only reason I bring up the Tommy Morrison versus Ray Mercer is totally different era. You look at that fight, Ray Mercer tried to kill him. And then when you watch the Hasim Rahman fight, he got punched in his face with, I think it was a straight right. Wobbled, but got a couple more hits. But I don't know about a stoppage. I don't know about that. But it's okay. It's okay. It's cool. It doesn't matter. He's fighting an amateur fighter. Now, this is what people don't know, Jeremy. Are you ready for this?
Ready.
So he's 12-1 as a professional.
Yeah.
Guess how many amateur fights he's had?
Well, based off the press conference, he said he was an amateur for several years. So I'm going to guess 47.
Over 100.
What?
Yes. He's had over 100 amateur fights. He's 30. His dad is a boxer.
So that tells me Jake Paul is going to get fucked up.
Fucked up. Like, people are forgetting. Like, that's the problem. They look at his record and they go, he's 12-1. He fought nobodies, and the one guy that he fought, he lost to. That was his thing. You're 100% right. He did fight nobodies. That's fine, because that's how boxing goes. In the beginning, you don't throw a young man to the lion. There are very few Lazimil Vachenkos, whatever his fucking names is. Very few Leon Spinks. There are very few guys that win a title in their first 5 to 10 fights to 15 fights. Yes, it happens, but there's not a lot of them. So normally you've got to get into the 20s, mid-15s to 20, 22, depending on your weight division and who you are. So, I mean, those first 12 fights, you see a lot of bums. You see a lot of people getting paid, and that's to get work. They're not going in there to knock the motherfucker out. They're going in there to get work. So they're going in there, they're fighting, They're going extra rounds. They're working on shit. And some of y'all can shut the fuck up, because one of Floyd Mayweather's hardest fights is the drunken boxing master, who was literally exactly what we're talking about. I think his name is Emmanuel Augustus. Hold on, let me just pull him up real quick, so everybody knows. I should have had this up, but anything else to talk about him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Emmanuel Augustus is his name. Yep. And he fought Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather said he was he fought all of the greats. Never won a title, but said he was the hardest person that he fought. And nobody's going to sit up there, and when you look at when did he fight Floyd? Hold on. He fought Floyd when Floyd was young. He fought Floyd in 10-1-2000. Floyd was 23-0.
22 years ago.
Yep, 22 years ago. Floyd was 23-0. And Emmanuel Augustus was 22-16. So Emmanuel Augustus is one of those guys that, he fought all of them. He fought Floyd. He fought Mickey Ward.
He's the guy who's not good enough to be a champion, but he's the guy good enough to set people up to be
and
successful.
Give them work to be a real fighter. He's also right, and he also can is dangerous.
Yeah.
So, but let's go to Jake Paul's fights. Please tell me who's fought. You know, it's funny. I was watching. I got into these YouTube videos where they talk about the downfall of creators. And I was watching the downfall of a creator. And Jake Paul was on there when he was young, Disney star. And it's so funny to see him. And basically what happened in this, somebody had grabbed somebody. And even though it never happened, but Jake Paul went to his defense and said, that's not right. They don't know each other. It's so funny to see that bitch made motherfucker look like a Disney star talking about we can't do this, you can't do that. And then see this motherfucker with a tattoo on the right side of his head, calling himself the fucking problem child. So, Jeremy, give you a prediction for the fight.
Rahman's gonna fuck Jake Paul up.
How soon do you think?
Look, if I had to pay for this fight, I would pay for it.
Yes.
This
definitely.
is the fight that I'm gonna bet on.
You know that Jake Paul is the favorite?
I know. That's why I'm gonna bet Rahman. Because the payout's gonna be better.
How is Jake Paul a betting favorite?
Because he's a bigger ticket pool.
But Vegas, this is a problem. Vegas doesn't go based off of that. When
Vegas is trying to make money. Look at the record profits Vegas has posted over the last 7 months.
But if you look at it, it seems like it would be smarter to put Rahman as a favorite because you're going to get all Jake Paul money betting on it. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to fluctuate it to Jake Paul. Now,
but if you make Jake Paul the favorite, people are going to bet more money on Jake Paul.
But the smart
favorite.
But the smart money is going to go on Rahman.
Right, but we're talking about Vegas here.
You're okay. You're right. Okay. Okay. So, do you have a prediction? Is it going to be a knockout? Or are they going to go the distance? What's going on?
I think Rahman is going to play with him for the first 3 rounds, and then it's all business from that point on.
Okay.
I want to say midway through the 4th, it's going to be a knockout.
Okay, I give that. What do you think about the contract negotiations being exposed?
I don't know how you want somebody to fight you at cruiserweight or whatever fucking weight it is.
Cruiserweight, you're right, 200 pounds.
And then put a rehydration clause
of 10
in
pounds
the fucking contract that says, now they've come out and said that he can gain 15 pounds after weigh-ins, but still, if you know anything about sports and cutting weight and whatnot, once you weigh in and you start eating and drinking, because you haven't eaten anything really, you haven't drank any lots of water, nothing. As soon as you rehydrate, you gain between 15, 20, 25 pounds. So having a rehydration clause is going to make Rahman weaker when the fight comes because he doesn't have the proper time to recover from his weight cut. It's fucking dirty.
Now,
which tells me that Jake Paul is scared, because if he wasn't scared, he would have given him a straight up contract with no clauses like this.
Yep. So now I think he got this probably from the Floyd Mayweather camp, because they probably had a contract clause in with Logan where he couldn't hydrate over a certain weight. Because remember, they made Logan weigh in at a certain pound, and if he was over that, he had to pay money to him.
Yeah, but I don't think Floyd would have put. I don't.
Yeah, there would have been, because there was a 50.
I don't think he would have put a rehydration clause after the weigh-in.
There was a 50-pound weight difference, so that would be smart for Floyd to do that. You don't want Logan to come in at 210 and you weigh 145.
It's still,
but Jake
Mayweather don't give a fuck.
Jake Paul, this is so for everybody that hasn't cut weight before. I used to wrestle in high school. Cutting weight is a pain in the ass. To give you, if you watch MMA fighters, that's why the One and a lot of other groups are measuring hydration percentage. So, for instance, you can't do this of your body fat. Like, you can't cut this much below your percentage, and they actually check your hydration consistently. The One Championships is actually doing that. But from experience, I have cut weight multiple times in high school. One time
I don't know where you've ever had to cut weight.
And that's the problem. So one time I went from 119. I had to go from 119 to 112 pounds. I had 4 days to cut it. Made the weight. But to give you an example, I wrestled on a Friday. I weighed in on a Friday. I made the weight and I rehydrated myself. I forgot I had to weigh in on Saturday morning. When I checked my weight when I went home, I weighed in at 112 at 4:53. Like 4 p.m. because it was after school. We drove there. At 10 p.m., I was 119. So I had to cut back to weight. We had a 2-pound weight, so I had to lose 5 pounds in a night. So I can tell you from experience how horrible that weight cut is. And I was only cutting 7 pounds. This motherfucker weighed in at 224 in April. He's a heavyweight. So to cut him down to cruiserweight is a shady tactic. And you're 100% right. He's going to be physically at a deficiency. But this is what Jake Paul and them did not know. Guess where he fought amateur at?
At cruiserweight.
Oh! So he literally probably his whole amateur weight has started at cruiserweight, went up towards heavyweight, but kept cutting down to cruiserweight. And then when he fought in the amateurs, he said, fuck this. I don't want to dehydrate myself. I don't want to deal with that. I'm just going to stay at heavyweight. So technically, this dude knows what he's doing to cut, so it might not be that big of a deficiency because he's already been there. And it's not that big of a deficiency.
It's still a big toll on the body.
It
don't matter if you're used to it or not. It is, but guess who he's fighting? Physical toll.
He's not fighting a boxer. So, like, I'm sorry. I
gotta stop you because it doesn't matter if he's fighting a boxer or he's fighting a fucking squirrel in the middle of the street. He's still cutting 25 pounds.
No, I get you. But at the same time, him cutting 25 pounds, he has enough time to do it smartly. He can rehydrate to 10. And the person he's fighting, it's not like you wouldn't see this in a normal contract for boxing because the person he's fighting isn't a real fucking boxer. So it's no different, in my opinion, to literally, we saw what happened with Logan Paul and Floyd. Granted, Floyd is at a totally different level. But Logan Paul Floyd was giving up 50 fucking pounds. Logan Paul should have physically been able to just push his ass around. And because he knows what he's doing, the intelligence level of his boxing allowed him to fuck this dude up. All I'm saying is, yes, it is a deficiency. He is going to be slower than he would be, and he's not going to be the same if he was full weight. But at the same time, with his mind and how intelligent he is, his game plan is going to be fine to fuck him up still.
Yeah.
Now, granted, could he get a lucky punch? Of course. Of course he could, because it's boxing. So he could get that lucky punch.
Anybody could get a lucky punch. I mean, you leave me in there long enough, I'm getting a lucky punch. And it may not do nothing, but I'm going to get a lucky punch.
But and let's be honest, he has the power to hit somebody and knock them the fuck out from what we've seen. But let's turn it back a little bit to the contracts and let's talk about the take it or leave it. Because they've been talking about all this negotiation tactic, but he literally got a fight that said take it or leave it. He got paid the least amount, the rehydration clause, the cut down to cruiserweight, all of this bullshit.
The fight that gives Paul the credibility gets paid the least.
You know why? Because they didn't want him to take it.
Yeah.
That's why. They wanted to yell and scream and say, we offered a boxer a fight. I don't think they thought he was going to take it. I think they came with that take it or leave it idea and said, take it or fucking leave it. And he goes, yeah, you know what? There's no reason. I'm going to get paid to whoop a fucking amateur. This is light work. But this is where I think Paul really fucked up. This is a no-win situation for Paul. Reason one. If he wins, they literally asked Rahman at the fucking press conference about the fight fixing and him taking a dive. If he wins and it wins in a spectacular fashion, you know what's going to happen. Everybody's going to say it was fixed. We already know. We've talked about Woodley's fights being fixed. Tommy Fury's talked about it. Everybody's going to say it's fucking fixed. If he wins a decision, everybody's going to say it's fucking fixed. The only way I think he can win this fight is he goes out, jumps on him early, and surprises him with a lucky punch. And then it won't be fixed. But if it gets dragged out to a decision and he wins, it's fixed. If he loses, his career is over as a boxer. Because nobody knows you. So your whole press conference, you were saying, nobody knows who the fuck you are. I'm making you famous. Bitch, you got knocked out by a nobody boxer. That you literally said this. Now, on the other hand, we have Rahman. This motherfucker can't lose. You done fucked up.
His dad will put him through probably the worst training camp he's ever been through. Because his dad ain't going to let him go out there and not be prepared like he has been for other fights.
Yeah, like they said. But again, that kind of happens because you just don't get up for him. And you just don't get up for him. But this is not even his dad's point of view. One, he's coming off his first loss. Normally, when you come off your first loss and you step up to a real opponent, what do? They give you a little gimme guy. A guy that you can work with, build your confidence back up. This is a fucking amateur. And I'm going to continue saying he's an amateur because he's never fought a pro boxer. That's what amateurs do. They fight people that aren't professional boxers. They fight other amateurs that are learning to box. So they're throwing him pickings for him to get his confidence back up. It's not like if he went to fight another boxer where at least he can say this motherfucker's a boxer. 2, if he loses, his career's done. Rahman's career is over. He lost his highest profile fight to a YouTube personality and an amateur boxer that has 5 fights. Rahman's whole entire career is over. He will literally become a journeyman. His dad may disown him. His whole family.
I think his dad wants this fight worse than his son wants this.
Exactly. He may get his.
Because Jake Paul sat there and told his dad, a heavyweight champion,
Yep.
that Jake Paul is going to be the one to ruin his entire family's legacy.
Yep. I'm telling you, he might get uninvited to the cookout. He might not be able to show up at the cookout because they going to whoop his ass every time he shows up. They going to beat the fuck out of Rahman every time he shows. Bitch, Jake Paul, come here. And secondly, he has to win because all boxers want him to win. So you fought a guy that you've literally backed into a fucking corner. He can't lose to a YouTube personality. That his whole career is over. Yeah. Nobody can turn around and go, no, I'm sorry. I'll be the first to fucking admit. Rahman, if you lose to Jake Paul, I'm not going to look at Jake Paul and say he's a fucking boxer. I'm going to give him his props. He beat a real boxer. But I'm going to look at you. I'm going to have all types of fucked up moments for you. I'm blackness, fucking manness, boxingness, all of the nisses is coming out when I talk shit to you if you lose to this motherfucker. I'm not saying Nate Robinson, you ain't going to do this for the culture. But motherfucker, if you lose, we coming. Just letting you know, we fucking coming. Don't. You got boxing on your back. You got your family legacy on your back. You got black people in America on your back. This is like Muhammad Ali. This is like Larry Holmes versus Jerry Cooney. This is like Muhammad Ali versus Chuck Webner. This is like Rocky versus a Russian. And Rocky's going to be the black guy in this one. Okay? This is how big this fight is right now for everybody. There's too much shit riding on this. Please don't fuck it up. Please. Ooh, okay. So I predict that Jake Paul is going to get utterly embarrassed. I don't think he's going to play with him at all. I think he's going to come out and put hands on him. Hands. He's going to come out and he's going to let him know immediately it's a fight. You'll see that little, when they're sitting up there and, they're posturing, they're checking it out, they're feeling each other out, and Jake Paul's going to throw something. He's BOOM! Within the first 30 seconds to 45 seconds, I guarantee you Jake Paul is on the canvas. And then Jake Paul's going to get up and you're going to see his eyes. Does anybody remember when that dude fought Triple G and Triple G hit his ass and his eyes got up? And that's what you're going to see. And then Jake Paul is going to start to run. And from that moment on, that's when Rahman's going to play with him. He's going to just play with him. He's going to play with him. And Jake Paul's going to get confidence because he's not really hitting him. And then Jake Paul is going to do not Jack Dempsey, whatever the fuck his name was. The dude that fought Jack Johnson. I can't think of his name. Stanley Ketchel. He's going to do some fucking Stanley Ketchel shit where he's going to sneak by and try to hit him with a punch. Bam! And it's going to hurt Rahman. And Rahman's he's going to look back and he's going to look at Jake and he's going to knock him the fuck out. Like, go home and watch the movie The Great White Hype with Daniel Wayne's in it. That's what we about to see. We about to see some shit like that. If you ain't seen The Great White Hype, go see The Great White Hype. It is a great movie. It's a very good movie. It's about a guy that doesn't box anymore, boxing a heavyweight champion, and they think because he beat him as an amateur, they can do it. And they're making fun of Don King, Samuel L. Jackson's in it. It's a great movie. They do the white card versus black card. It's a great movie. So, what's up, dudes?
What's up?
So, yeah. So, Jake Paul gets fucked up. I think he gets fucked up. I think it's going to be a quick fight. I think it's going to be 2-3 rounds. I think he has to go out there and put him away.
I'll tell you what, since I have to leave my house after we're done here because I'll die of heat exhaustion, I'm going to place a bet.
Okay. So, well, that's all we really was going to talk about today. I mean, there's some Donovan Mitchell news, but I don't really want to get into that until the shit's going live.
What do you think? I really want to hear your take on the DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, so DeAndre. Okay, so
because I read something that said it's the richest contract in NBA history.
No, not DeAndre Ayton. Hell no. It can't be. Fucking what's his face just got $250 million, and it's not even the max. So the Suns had two options. They could have given him a 5-year max deal, I think, at $173 million, or they could have given him a 4-year at $139. And yeah, definitely. We're gonna get off in about 10 minutes. Discord me. I'm down to play Fall Guys. I just gotta go smoke. I ain't got shit else to do today. Right now I gotta go out later on in the afternoon when shit opens, dispensaries and shit like that. But yeah, definitely. I'll get on Fall Guys. I'll get on Minecraft, whatever. Let me know. But so it was 4 years, $139 million. If I'm not mistaken, the Pacers signed him for 4 years, $132. So technically they saved $7 million. I'm down. I'm definitely down. When we get off, I'll hit you up on Discord. I'll need about 15 minutes after that. Then I'm down. I think you can play Fall Guys on Xbox. I'm not sure. But you're getting out of your house. But
yeah, so I'm not sitting in this house playing any kind of fucking game.
They were always going to sign him. He's a number 1 overall pick a couple years ago. They took him over Luka Doncic. So come to Connecticut to join us, Jeremy. So they took him over Luka Doncic. So they were going to pay him. He's only played 4 years. He averages, I think, 17 and 10. The problem is they did not want to give him a max contract because they have Booker, Chris Paul, Ayton, Miles Bridges, and the owner of the Suns, Robert Sarver, is traditionally fucking cheap. He's like cheap as fucking shit. Like he traded Joe Johnson because he didn't want to pay him. Look, so nobody thought they would pay him. Now the problem is that takes the Suns out of the Nets deal. DeAndre Ayton was never going to get traded to the Nets because of Simmons. So it doesn't really take him out of the deal. The NBA has a stupid rule where 2 players on max rookie scale contracts can't be on the same team. So Ben Simmons is still in his 2nd year rookie scale contract. Yeah, it's a dumbass rule. And they're so maybe he could have because they took the 4 years, but that's an issue that you have. Like, so Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons can't play on the same team. So that's an issue. I don't think he was ever going to be included in that trade, especially since they just signed Claxton again. So, but they had to sign him. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Would I have paid him? Fuck no. In this day and age, I'm not paying a fucking center $23 to $30 million that can't shoot a fucking 3-pointer. No. Unless your name is Joel Embiid or Jokic. I'm not fucking paying you that much damn money. But I also wouldn't have drafted him number 1 either. I drafted a fucking defensive center number 1 in an era where we have fucking 3-and-D basketball. Fuck no. So I just think the issue with them was Robert Sarver was being cheap because of what happened when they got blown out versus Dallas in the last game of the playoffs and Ayton only played 17 minutes. The media took huge offense to it and just basically ran with it. Do you see what I'm saying? And then there's nothing to talk about. There's absolutely nothing. You know this. There is nothing to fucking talk about in sports right now. So now you just hear a whole bunch of bullshit. And again, I just want to say something off topic. I'm so tired of this new media versus old media bullshit. I'm so fucking tired of this. I've seen Vson, Husky Entertainment talk about this shit, and he's part of the new media. Motherfucker, how the fuck are you part of the new media? We grew up on the old fucking media. You saying the same shit new media saying. Fucking Draymond Green, new media, you gonna be held accountable. What the fuck you mean you gonna be held accountable? Bitch, everybody does this. I'm old enough to remember. So are you, Draymond. Motherfucker, Chris Berman was all over the place. Tom Jackson, all of them on SportsCenter. And then we got a new batch of media. Stephen A. Smith was part of that new batch of media. There's all the repeat and recycle shit. So Draymond, I'm talking about new media. Bitch, you're doing the same thing that old media is doing. You're just doing it to the media. That's all you're doing. You're coming up with now. JJ Redick is fucking fabulous. Is he part of the new media? I don't know. Maybe. But how many great players have we seen that have become great analysts? Like, I'm not going to talk. Reggie Miller is really fucking good. We got Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley, Shaq on fucking NBA TNT. So we have great players that have become analysts. JJ Redick is just another one of those. He's in new media. We've seen this shit before. Stop it. Only problem is everybody has a Richard Jefferson's a good analyst. Exactly. Kendrick Perkins, I hate him, but he does.
Richard Jefferson's a better analyst than he is a referee.
Stop it. Don't leave him the fuck alone, okay? That was pretty fun.
Did you see the one video where they tried to give him a pink lanyard for his whistle?
Yes, I saw it. I also saw him talk to the referees and tell the referees, I understand why this is fun. Why this is addicting. I also saw the people give him shit. He come up, young fella, don't do that. Don't do that. I can tell you I've never refereed anywhere of that level. Everybody knows this. I would not be sitting. I'd probably still be sitting here. I'd be refereeing a game right now. But I did referee when I used to coach basketball and football, and it was elementary and junior high. And I did referee there. And I can tell you that is one of the hardest jobs in the world. I would much rather never referee another game.
Don't ever make that statement again about referees.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not one of the hardest jobs in the world. It's one of the No, fuck you. That's one of the hardest fucking jobs in the world. You.
Don't ever sit there and say that again.
I'm not saying that it's on the level of like
you just did though.
No, you're taking that on a different. It's still a hard fucking job, and the reason why it's hard is
I'm not saying it's not a hard job, but you're sitting here trying to say it's one of the hardest jobs in the world.
For me, it was one of the hardest jobs I've ever had. And the reason why is because it was hard for me to do my job because I'm a fan of the sport. So do you know how many times I was stuck looking at shit? And they're like, why aren't you calling a foul? I'm like, I didn't even see the fucking foul. I was paying attention to this kid fucking go up. This kid went up and fucking did a reverse layup. Fuck the foul. Did you see that shit? Fuck, like that would be. And then you have then you have parents talking shit. So for me, it was very fucking hard because I'm watching this shit. And when I did call something, that fucking guy just slapped him in his face. That wasn't a foul. Why you call that foul? Now I want to go back at the parents. Like, did you see that shit, bitch? Shut the fuck up. I can't go out the parents. So, and then I feel bad for some kids because you look at the kid and you just like, they come on the court and they shoot and some kid just swats the shit out of them. And the kid just looks at you for help. Like, are you going to call a foul, ref? And I'm just looking at the kid like, no, bitch, you shouldn't have shot it. No. What the fuck's wrong with you? So again, it's not one of the hardest jobs in the world, but it is a very, very frustrating job. It is a very, very fun job, but it's just, there's a lot of shit going on at once. So it's very hard for my ADD ass to concentrate on everything. And I was high. So that made it even worse. Okay, so he's 100% right. 100% right. It's not, I should have never said it was one of the hardest jobs in the world. It was a very difficult job for me. Now, I can't compare it to anything. Trust me, there are way more harder jobs than that in the world. But I understand why referees have trouble in basketball. In the NFL, I don't get it. Okay, I just don't get it. I don't. I've never coached the NFL. Besides the offensive line holding, everything else is pretty fucking clear. So, I mean, everything else to me is like pretty clear. I mean, we see the same shit y'all see, and y'all got multiple referees in the NFL, and y'all motherfuckers just suck. There's no excuse for NFL referees. Basketball, baseball, I kind of give baseball because a lot of that is bang bang. Like he said.
No. Umpires in baseball are the fucking worst.
So let's talk about this real quick, though.
Just watch one Yankees game, and you will see why they are the worst in the fucking world.
Okay, but they have a lot of shit that they got to pay attention to, like a first base
ball going over a fucking plate.
But no, like the first plate,
the umpire has to pay attention to.
Sam, can you chime in and please help us out? Because you were an umpire for a middle game. Can you please help us out and let us know and let Jeremy know that it is very hard to umpire a game. I don't know anything about baseball, really, so I can't talk about this shit. I know I would not want to call a strike or a ball in a game. I have seen umpires that are fucking horrible, but I'm telling you, maybe I'm defending it so hard because I would be one of those umpires. Like, especially a ball or strike, I'd be like, did you see that catcher? What do you think it was? Strike! Like, people would be so mad at me because I just wouldn't call nothing. They'd be like, what is that? I don't know, repitch. I don't know, repitch. I don't know. That was right down the middle. He didn't swing at it, so it can't be a strike. If it was right down the middle, he would have swung at it. Like, I don't know. To me, that would be one of the hardest things to do. Again, I am ADD, HD, and ADD to the max. So that would be extremely hard for me to focus on. Like, I'd be sitting up there looking at a thing, butterfly. Oh, shit, I missed a bit. so like, that would, and then I'd get bored. Like, if I was a umpire out in the outfield, I'd be playing imaginary baseball. I'd be bored as shit. I can't imagine having to watch to make sure the ball lands in the glove and the runners and the baseman's foot's on the bag and the runner's foot has not touched the bag. That seems highly, highly difficult for me. Could just be that.
But as the main umpire behind the plate, your job is not difficult.
I'm just saying, for me, that would be very difficult. That especially the position they got to be in the whole day. By the time I got to the 7th inning, I might be woozy. I'd be whoa. And also I can't tell you I wouldn't hold a grudge. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
and this is why a lot of us want robo umps.
Exactly. I would not. I'm gonna be honest. I would hold a grudge like a motherfucker. What'd you say to me last time you were up here? Oh, you said fuck you. Okay, you were having fun in back. Strike. That was above my head. What'd I say? Strike. Strike out. The ball hit me. No, it didn't. You swung at it. It didn't hit you. It did not hit you.
Oh my.
Especially if I don't like a pitcher, like a pitcher that's an asshole, and he might not be an asshole just because he's an asshole. He might be an asshole because he's too good of a pitcher and he's making me look fucking bad. I don't know what I would do. Like, why are you throwing shit so close to the outside? Make it either in the inside or on the fucking outside. You know what? Fuck it. Batter, he's throwing a fastball to the right corner. Like, that might be me. That might be me. So, as we know, I should no longer be an umpire, a referee, or anything like that. So, if you do see me refereeing a game, you might want to come slide me $20 in my pocket.
If you see Eric reffing or umpiring a game, run. Just turn around and go home.
There's definitely going to be
it's going to be all kinds of fucked up.
I'm the reason why parents rush the field. Okay. Okay. So.
Oh my.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, there's not much.
All right. So check us out tomorrow on Twitch. We will be doing the Sunday Fun Day Minecraft stream. Check me out Thursday with the Twitch on I don't know if it's gonna be this Thursday because I'm training fucking people like crazy. Hey, I have a question to ask you. I meant to ask you this earlier. What do you feel about cussing in the workplace?
You sure you want to ask me this question?
Yeah, I really do. I really do. I really do.
It depends the reason for the cussing.
Like just normal cussing.
Well, whatever.
Because I've been training people, and the new girl I'm training, she's cool, really cool. I'm training 2 new people. Everybody understands who I am. I cuss like crazy. I don't. Yeah. But the new girl is kind of like drawn back by it. Like, and there's multiple times like I'll say something and I'll look at her face and she'll be like yesterday I was making a point and I again cuss like no fucking about when I'm at work. So I was making a point and I was using it saying this, you got to be great with a customer. And if you're ever honest, the customer will be like, bitch, you didn't fucking tell me that. And she just kind of looked back and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said the word bitch. I don't know. So like that's just me though. Like if I'm in the store with my staff, I'm just a normal person. So like I'm not really cussing. Well, yeah, there's multiple times I've cussed at them because they'll say something. I'm like, who the fuck told you that? And they'll be like, nobody. Well, what the fuck you come up with that idea from? I don't know. Well, stop doing that shit. So like
I mean, I'm probably not the right person because if they piss me off, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
I know, but real talk.
And then literally every single word out of my mouth is a cuss word.
Yeah, but you've worked with more corporate people than I've worked with in my lifetime. This is my first corporate job. So you've been in more positions where you know how to get away with it. So that's why I was just asking.
It depends. Honestly, you got to try to figure out the employee first.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then you can go from there. But you got to figure out what their tipping point is.
I'm just more like I don't. And then the funny part was when we had a corporate call and it was just us as DMs. The president cusses like no fucking tomorrow, but he doesn't do it when on the DMs. He's like, man, fuck fuck this shit. And my boss is like, I'm sorry, they cuss a lot. I'm like, I love that shit. Like that makes me feel more fucking comfortable. When you don't cuss, I don't trust you.
Right.
I just don't. But why don't you trust him? Because it's a word that you put so much value on that you won't say it. Like that's what bothers me. I can't trust you. I can't. It's like having two first names. Can't trust you. Now, the two last names, so far, I only met one person. It's one of my daughter's friends. Name is Lawson. You've met Lawson, I think, when we were at the game, at the Arborview game. So his last name is Lawson and something else. He's cool as shit. But two first names, it depends on what your first names are. Most people with two first names, I don't trust them. Your name is Kevin John, not talking to you.
Like two first names as in the actual first name and the last name could be a first name?
Yeah.
Or like if it's first name and middle name, that could be a first name.
First and last name. If you got three of those, we're fucked. If your name is like John Jack.
I was going to say, because if it was first and middle, I'm fucked. Because then you should
but no, but like Kevin, like, and it has, if it's used as a last name often, like, oh, your last name is Jackson. Like, or John's, whatever. I'm fine with that. But if your name is like John Kevin, fuck you. I'm not, no, fuck you. No, you cannot be trusted named John Kevin. If your name is John Paul, no, that there's both of those names are in the Bibles and you put them, no, can't be trusted. So like, that's the weird thing. I can't think of many other reasons. If I come up with, I'll tweet them out. But yeah, it's just if your name, and the worst part is if I know it primarily as a first name, and then it comes up as a last name, I'm like, no. You
see, that's difficult because you can't get names right.
I would trust somebody named.
How do you know if it's the first name or not?
I would trust somebody named Apple Oranges before I would trust somebody named John Kevin.
No, if your name Apple Oranges, bro, you got to go. You got to get the fuck out my face.
You know what else I'm not trusting?
Don't say one motherfucking word to me. Just keep your ass fucking walking down the street, bitch.
I can't trust directions as names either. So like if your name is North, fuck you. No.
Northwest.
I don't give a fuck if it's Northwest, North Pole, North Johnson. I don't give a fuck. If your name is a direction, I'm not trusting you. If you're a woman and your name is Princess, or you're named after a country, I'm not fucking trusting you. Like Kenya, fucking Chile, Peru. I'm not. If you are named after an alcohol and you just add a letter onto it, I'm not trusting you. Like Patreon, Vodkanina. I'm not trusting you.
Vodkanina? What the fuck?
I'm just fucking telling you. Fuck it. I'm not. There's a lot of names that I don't trust. Okay. If you are named after a flower, you are not getting trusted. If your name is an emotion, I'm not fucking trusting you. Precious. No. Fuck you. An adjective. I'm not trusting you. No.
I don't know. I would trust Precious. She seems like a pretty cool chick.
I can't trust a Precious. A Precious, a Princess in Asia. None of that. You know why? this is the reason why, and this is gonna sound bad. Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Because those are the same strippers that are down the fucking thing trying to take your damn money, okay? I can't fucking trust them. The same fucking stripper came up to me named Princess saying, why don't you put some ass in your boy's face? I can't trust you. I can't fucking trust you. And her friend's name was Asia, and there was a fucking Kenyatta down the street, okay? Fuck that shit. No. Hell no. No. I know. And if your parents named you that, I'm sorry. I know you can't help your name. I'm not saying that you're not a good person. I'm saying I'm not fucking with you. That's all I'm saying. Anybody else can fuck with you. I don't give a fuck. But if you come to the table and if we sitting down playing football name and you come to the table and you say, my name is Asia or Egypt.
Wait.
You better get ready.
So you wouldn't let Asia Wilson sit at the table?
I hate when you do that. You know what? You know what? This is the problem. It's the problem. Her name, the way it's spelled, I don't see it as the same.
It's still Asia.
But it's not because the way
it's still Asia.
No, because
it's pronounced Asia.
I start calling her Aja.
Fuck it.
Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson, with your bad self. Yes, that's you know what? I should have clarified that. Because her name is Asia, but I don't see the same as when I see Asia. You see what I'm saying? Like I knew a girl that I worked with. Her name was Asia, and it was spelled like the fucking continent. And that bitch got fired for stealing. There we go. It's over. Game over. Nobody else. I haven't met too many other Asians. So there we go. Okay. That's it. I only need one. Only one. And you fucked up for everybody. Okay. Only one. Oh that's how it went. That's how it went. I've never met anybody named Egypt, but if I met somebody named Egypt, I wouldn't trust them. Because we don't know what the fuck Egyptians really are. Nobody knows how they built the fucking pyramids. How you can trust somebody named Egypt? No. Fuck that. No. I'm done with that shit. No. So yeah. Okay. I'm done with my weird ass shit that I just went on a rant for. Definitely gonna video up, and I'm gonna have to do this. Yeah, we have to clip this shit up and throw this up on Twitter for some dumbass shit. I don't even fucking know why. So Jeremy, we actually hit 52 minutes.
It started at 30 minutes about asking about DeAndre Ayton, and then we went into fucking people with names you don't trust.
And tunics. I don't trust anybody wearing a tunic.
Look,
okay, I've seen the movie Land of Lost.
Look, this is normal conversations between Eric and I.
y'all get hold on, wait. So
we start on one topic on this side of the country, and then we end up on 17 different topics on this side of the country.
When I was I had the state auditors in my office this week. On Thursday, they came to one of the offices, and I was telling the franchisee owner, I was like, hey, we're not volunteering any information. So let's take down all the tax shit on this side. And he's like, why? Doesn't that seem like it's deceiving him? I'm like, no, it's plausible deniability. If we don't offer it, we don't give it to him. And he's like, well, Eric, I don't like that. I'm like, that's fine. You can answer whatever the fuck you want to answer. But if they ask me, I don't fucking know. That's my answer. And we're going back and forth. He's like, Eric, you should be in politics. I'm like, no, you don't. Nah. Me and Jeremy have already gone over this. Nah. I'd probably get fucking assassinated real quick. And they're like, what? I'm like, I told you guys, I am naturally an evil fucking person. I am naturally an evil person. Okay, guys? I should not be in any position of power. Okay? I have the Napoleon complex to the max. I am a fucking horrible person when it comes to certain fucking things, okay? And my patience levels is very, very low. Like, I like to tell myself the reason why I'm not 6 foot tall is because the world would be in trouble. That's what I tell myself. I'm just saying, if I was a superhero, I'm always a bad guy. Always a bad guy. There's no superheroes. So just saying. But that was funny because then I went on the story of what me and you talked about with politics and what we would do. And they were like, yeah, no, you shouldn't be in politics.
Shit, we both get shot with the same bullet.
Oh, we would be like Donald Trump and fucking Pence. We can't ride in the same airport. We can't be in the same airplane. We can never be at the same fucking press conference. They would have to coordinate it like when they assassinated Lincoln and tried to assassinate the whole cabinet. They would have to do that. They would have, and we would have people that also, just to let you know, there would be people worse than us that would be below us, so that way we wouldn't get killed. Fuck it, kill us. You got
Yeah, we got Joe from down the street.
You just gonna leave that one alone. I was going with the horrible comparison. Okay, so
we got Asia.
We got Asia down the street. With Egypt across the way. We got a tunic over here. John Kevin is sitting at like Paul Rand. Think about that. Paul Rand. That's a perfect example. I don't know. I know like Rand is short for Randy, in my opinion. So those are two first names. Can't trust him. Can't trust him.
You mean Rand Paul?
That fucking guy. Yeah. Rand Paul. That guy. Can't trust him. That's all I'm saying. Two first names. The fuck's name is Rand.
Bro, it's like naming your daughter Scout. You know who did it too.
Oh, that's funny. Just some of the shit that they come up with. And I can't talk. My kids' names are Devin, Alexis, Quentin, and Nadia. So it's not like they're well, they weren't common when we named them. But I mean, I came up with some dumbass names. Like I wanted to name my daughter Leilani Rose. That was before I realized that anybody named Rose is an automatic stripper. But so I wanted to name my son William Justice because I thought it was powerful. My son's name is Quentin because I love the movie Juice, and his name was Quincy, and they used to call him Q. So that's literally why my son's name. Yeah, my daughter's name is Nadia because my wife wanted to call her Naughty, which really I shouldn't have went with that because
Naughty.
Yeah, okay.
I could go so many places with that nickname.
I know. I should have just shut that one down. I know. Immediately. My head immediately started to hurt when I said that. So, all right, Jeremy, you got anything else you want to talk about, man?
No, I'm good.
All right, so
it's getting hot up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, we're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna get Jeremy out of the heat. Check out Twitter. I don't know what we're doing, but we'll be on stream tomorrow. And without further ado, Jeremy, take us out.
Put me in, coach.
Peace.